straight up against Liquid, securing their role as the Grand Finals champions, and now we have S4 here. How's it going, man?
Hey, it's going great.
So, what is in your mind right now? I mean, obviously, you guys you won the $5,000 prize. That's awesome for you guys. Of course, you've also recently taken your win in the G1 League qualifier, so you're moving on to China. You guys have had an amazing day. What's going on through your mind right now?
I don't know. It's pretty unbelievable how much we achieved during just these 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm so happy right now.
Sure enough,
all
man.
this going on.
I mean, considering you guys kind of had your big debut, the first big thing that you were able to pick off was like DreamHack winner. So just a handful of months ago, you weren't really considered anywhere near a top-tier team, and just rising up the brackets to become what could almost be considered the uncontested best team in Europe right now. It's just you guys play so darn strong. You play so precisely, you play so methodically, and yet you guys take the win when it counts. And obviously, counting it here, just completely triumphing over Liquid. I mean, what do you think about those games? How did you feel about each individual one? Were you pressed in either one of them as far as possibility of losing?
Yeah, of course. As you saw, game 1, that was Liquid played so well the first 30 minutes. And then we found a DD rune, and it was on Loda with Empower.
Yeah.
So we just tried to find an opening with that, and we found it. 2-man RP, and just bursted next.
Yep.
I think that was the turning point. And then when they just bought back and went out of position, we just abused that and just kept going.
Yeah, I mean, you guys went really deep right then. You had still a tier 2 tower up in mid, but you're like, screw it, we're tanking tier 4s as you scrambled to just bring all these buybacks down. Was there a little bit of concern that you guys were extending too deep?
No, we're always watching the respawn timers and buybacks, so we know how much we can get away with. And we always try to play safe, so when we dive like that, there's a reason why. Because it's safe to do it.
Definitely. So, from that position, you kind of felt like you were contemplating all the odds and looking at the different things. What was your biggest threat? What was the biggest thing that could have prevented these wins here?
Well, that's a good question. I think I don't know. Like game 2, they played really well. I like their lineup a lot. They can stop the mag blink dagger, like prevent me from blinking. They have the Fire Panda, they have Shadow Poison, they have Shen Creeps. I think they played really well that game, just stopping me from blinking. And maybe I didn't play the best game either, but I managed to get some good RPs in the end. And that's where it matters.
Yeah, exactly. It really, really counts when you can just drop the hammer there, especially at the end of the second game. Just finding those opportunities. Obviously, the 3-man sealing the deal, but you guys were able to just acquire so much. You were struggling from behind, but luckily they didn't actually put a full dent on your lanes. Like, they always poked and prodded at your tier 3s, but your racks were kind of holding true. In that position, do you kind of feel the split push failed and your team fight was able to triumph?
Yeah, I mean... like when they pushed us, we knew they were cooldown based, you know. Brewmaster has to have their splits if they want to fight. Dragon Knight has to have their Dragon Form. So we just time everything. Like, Dragon Form is down, we can fight. If Brewmaster ult is down, we can just fight. And that's basically what we did. And getting the rush was big also with the acid spray.
Yeah, great timing, great opportunity to pick that off and gain advantage in subsequent fights and such. So obviously, take the game away. You've won 5,000. You're just doing so darn well right now as far as your previous tournaments and such. How does it feel, number one, in Ghost of Gamers right now? That's your team. How does that feel?
Oh, I don't know if we deserve that yet because we haven't played IG. So
sure,
it feels good, I guess. But we still have to play IG.
Sure.
See who's number 1.
So, looking at plans, got your ticket punched straight to China. Do you know when you're going to be transferring over?
I don't know exactly, but it's going to be in less than a month, probably.
Awesome. Yeah. How ready do you guys feel?
Right now we're not ready, so we're gonna start practicing for real.
Sure.
Like going up against the Chinese is gonna be the toughest challenge.
Mm-hmm. Teams other than like the top three, if you count out like IG and LGD China and things like that, how do you feel against all those teams that are just under that level? Do you feel you could take them head on without practice, or you still feel you need to kind of boot camp a little bit and get your heads in the right place for it?
It's so hard to say. You have to play them, but I don't think we're ready yet, even against those teams.
Okay.
So we need to practice. But, yeah.
Sure enough. Well, I'm sure you'll do the Western scene proud over there, doing the best you can. And yeah, of course, G1 is a really big deal. And on top of that, the International, you guys are already invited to that. So you're going to have the opportunity to practice up against those Chinese teams, do so darn well against them, or at least that's your endeavor, and then come back over and only a few months later go up against them again on kind of a little bit of home turf over in USA across the ocean there at Seattle. As far as your chances there, I've heard Loda, they say that you guys are endeavoring for top three. Of course, trying to win it if you can, but how feasible do you think the top three is?
In the G1 League?
Oh, in International, actually.
Oh, International. Oh, that's a long way to go.
Sure.
But, yeah, we're aiming for...
Looks like you cut out there for a second. Hopefully they'll jump back on into it. Connection problem. Just a second here, guys. Sorry, I lost you for a second.
Okay. Did you hear me?
Not the last sentence there, so you can try that again.
I think with the current communication that we have in the team, we can go far and we can improve it even more. So International is gonna be a great tournament.
Awesome.
So.
What would you say is your team's weakest point right now? Liquid has constantly been saying that tri-lane versus tri-lane is what needs to be improved on, their communication there and their movements as such. Do you view you guys have a chink in your armor that you need to resolve before you're ready to take on the different teams?
I think it's after the language stage, we could improve a little bit there. You see our games, sometimes we lose in the mid game, but we come back later. So I would say that's when we need to improve and watch replays, see what we can do better and what other teams do well in that mid game.
Absolutely. So considering that a lot of the stuff is going to be on LAN in the future, do you feel that even playing field is going to give you a better perspective on things, comparing that to like high-paying things? If you're facing a American team or somebody long distance, do you think the lower ping will be something that improves your play, or still is kind of a limiting factor either way because they're so used to it as well?
I think the LAN is going to improve. It's going to be a lot better with Loda's connection and everything.
Sure. Yeah, he has had some issues there.
Yeah, on UCs, the spiking and everything. So, but he can of course play on UCs. But yeah, it's gonna be better on LAN, for him at least. For the others, it's fine. I mean,
sure enough. So rather than just, I mean, we've had a couple interviews over the course of the season. We've gotten a lot of your thoughts on things as a whole. So I want to open this up. A few minutes, shout-outs for anybody that had gotten you to where you feel you are right now. Is there anybody that you want to include in your success here?
I mean, shout out to all the European and NA teams who scrim against each other. It's nice that we have a scrim scene at least. Shout out to Liquid for playing so well in these two games, making it really hard. Yeah, shout out to all our families in the team. Yeah, and shout out to the team, of course, and shout out to Alliance and Razer.
Sure enough. So your families are very supportive about everything going on?
Yeah, they are.
I mean, that's obviously something that a lot of, as far as modern culture, kind of transitioning in, seeing the people go in esports and become professionals and playing video games, a lot of people don't understand it, but obviously you guys are showing how hard work and dedication pays off, as well as just the big team aspects of coordination and synergy and making things work for you guys. So what would you say to the naysayers that consider esports not to be a actual like traditional thing?
Well, you can see what spectators how many spectators we get and how many viewers. I mean, it's growing like big time right now. So just watch.
Sure enough. All right, so really, honestly, this is their last opportunity for the Premier League. I mean, obviously other places do different interviews and stuff like that, but you're going to be going out and going to China and stuff like that. So what do you want your Western fans to hear the most in this situation, as they've been supporting you throughout this time period?
Well, I hope you believe we can win the G1 League. We're gonna work hard for it. Just believe in us, and we're gonna win it.
Awesome. Cool. Well, obviously, I have high hopes for you there. Make us Westerners proud, and obviously, congratulations here. Premier League taking home the grand prize after a long season. You guys fought it out pretty hard, winning under the wire with that match versus Dignitas to guarantee a slot. And from there, obviously, going to win it through the winner's bracket, taking it without dropping a match, and then in the grand finals, not dropping a single game. So, obviously, well-deserved and a well-earned break before you guys jump on over to what's going on in G1. But, yeah, once again, just say congratulations, and hopefully you guys have a great future in store for us.
Yeah, I have to say also, you improved a lot as a caster, and props to that.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, this has been pretty much my first big professional break, and honestly, at the beginning of the season, it was a little bit shaky, but I've been trying to work on that, and I honestly, wholeheartedly appreciate your feedback there. All right, man. Well, if that's it, I'm gonna let you go. But yeah, can celebrate with your buddies. Have a good one, man. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Same.
Good game, well played. See ya.